Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's show, the Frisco Report for your October 24th, Tuesday, 2023, bro. Mike, we are full on the bye week, watching from outside right now. What's up, bro?
Man, dude, what's going on, dude? Bye week over? We're back, bro. These Rams are on the clock to get the ass whooped, and I can't wait.
Yeah. We'll see about that. It's going to be a good game, no doubt. But we are in the bye week. That means the Cowboys licking their wounds, not necessarily too bad. 4-2 is not too bad, but fan expectations. We want the touchdowns. We want the domination. We want to look like a team that's going to do something deep in the playoffs. Right now, Mike, the offense anemic, right? Needs a transfusion of some sort. What are the Cowboys going to do in the bye week to jumpstart the offense, Mike?
Man, dude,
Can they do anything? What should they do?
They have to figure out what the heck's going on with the red zone offense, dude, and what's going on with this offensive line. Like we talked about it in the last show, right? Mark Colombo needs to be here, whether in some form or capacity, because this old guy ain't getting. Yeah, he's doing good with Brock Hoffman. Yes, he did good with T.J. Bass, but he ain't clicking with these older dudes who's had many offensive line coaches throughout their career. And Paul Alexander did not hit. This guy right here is not hitting, Joe. We got full strength offensive line the first time since 2021. Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. And these guys aren't getting that push. So I need why is this offensive line getting the push? Why is Tony Pollard trying to cut when he needs to go bounce it to the outside and take off like he normally does? And what is going on with this red zone? If the Dallas Cowboys can figure out those three things, that helps our defense, and it helps us win games, and it helps us score points, and that's the perfect formula, Joe.
Indeed. Coming out hot because it's pure facts, Mike. What you're saying is spot on, bro. Because you and I, one of the few that are speaking out about this, maybe the only ones, to be quite honest, that this offensive line coach, just ain't getting it done. We're talking about Dak running for his life, Tony not being utilized correctly. And these guys that are stout, they've been known to be maulers and physical. They look finesse, and to me, that's coaching. Something has been removed from them. They've been coached out of something, and now the finesse. It really looks like when Paul Alexander was here, you could tell it wasn't the same team. And when they moved on from Alexander, they got a little bit of that boost back, but Mike, if they stick with this guy, how in trouble could this offense be?
Oh, you already see it, Joe. C.D. Lamb in 6 weeks of football has one touchdown. Brandon Cooks, one touchdown. Like, you already see the effects of it. Our red zone offense, Joe, for goal-to-goal situation, Joe, is horrible. Goal to goal. Not that's inside the 10, right? First and goal, second and goal, third and goal. The Cowboys have struggled the most in that situation, Joe. So we're already feeling the effects of it. C.D. Lamb, Brandon Cooks, these guys really only have one touchdown going in after this bye week, Joe. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And it's time for somebody to start stepping up on this offensive line for this wide receiver group. And it starts with Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy drawing this thing up and being precise, Joe.
Yeah. And I really wonder, is this just not a good match? Is McCarthy and Dak not a good match? Saw it in the thumbnail. Contentious push there with Dak and McCarthy. And he caught in the heat of the moment, obviously. But it just doesn't look good there. It's kind of, you don't really put your hands on your coach. You know what I mean? But I'm just wondering, are they getting together? Is it Dak and McCarthy? Are they sitting down trying to figure this thing out, or is it just the coaches and then they're going to try to implement it next week when everybody comes back into the building. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. The offense, I think we're going to know in this Rams game, bro. To be honest, the Rams should be able to beat these guys
easily.
They're young. They're rebuilding, so you should be able to handle these guys. It's going to be competitive, but I don't want to come out of this game with a loss or barely squeaking by, Mike.
100%, Joe. And you hit it right on the head. Like, is Dak and Mike really getting along? Brian brought us the great scout, Super Bowl winning scout, scouted for the Dallas Cowboys for many years. Gave us a nugget last year that Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott see each other as peers. Not Dak Prescott don't see Kellen as a coach. He sees him as a one-on-one. Why? Third string quarter. Kellen Moore was second string. Dak was third string coming into the NFL. Then they kind of parted, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator. You guys know the story. So Dak never really viewed it. They were more best friends than, i.e., coach and player, right?
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy said, hey, we need to get rid of Dak's best friend. So why would Dak Prescott like Mike McCarthy? They just got rid of his best friend. And you could tell that the offense, Mike McCarthy said, I want to run the damn ball. We need to give our defense a break. We're going to run the damn ball. And end quote, start quote, however you want to say it. And we can't run the ball because our offensive line sucks. We can't put up points because our red zone sucks. So Mike McCarthy and Dak need to put ego aside, Joe, and they need to start scoring points, period. And so this Rams game, we need to see consistency, Joe. I wanted a close game with these Chargers, right? I wanted a one-possession game. Whether it's Dak Prescott going 90 yards and scoring the game-winning touchdown, or it's the defense getting a game-stealing interception. I wanted that. We got that, Joe. This game here, I want to see Dak go for 11-11 like he did against the Jets defense. Go 11-11, score the first opening touchdown drive, score on the next one, if we can get 3 touchdowns in a row, Joe, inside the 20, I'm happy. Let me say that again. If we can get 3 touchdowns in a row on this Rams defense, which we're very, very capable of doing, shout out to Dallas Cowboy Chris in the building, the big fella, we need to do that. And when we do that, Joe, I like it because it shows that we can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point, right? And it's something we haven't even seen this offense do. It's always, oh shit, here goes a 3 and out. Here we go. And then now they always set the tone the wrong way, bro. Like as fans, setting the tone means just exactly what you said. Go down there, you push it down their throat, you score, the defense does their job. You go down and score again, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal. But you keep putting points in the red zone. And, we haven't seen that. We've seen just, the defense kind of carry this team along, kind of masking the offense, really masking the offense because And I knew, bro. I knew in the preseason, what are they hiding? Why aren't they playing anybody again? They didn't want to put this garbage out there to scare the fans because they couldn't do crap, bro. They put Deuce Vaughn out there, the fan favorite at the time. Like, let's put him out there, do some shiftiness, and then they'll forget what's going on behind over here with the receivers in the starting lineup. You know what I mean? They are the masters of media manipulation, the Cowboys. So, but now, the how they say the clock has hit midnight. Now we know what the weaknesses are and what are they doing to fix it, Mike?
They have a lot to do to fix it, Joe. And it starts with Mike McCarthy, right? Like you have a 6'6" tight end and Schoonmaker. All right. We're not using him. Michael Gallup, you have him. You want to give Michael Gallup confidence? Throw him a jump ball in the end zone, in the red zone. Let him get a couple of touchdowns that way. Build that confidence up that way. Don't let him run 40 yards down the field just to drop the damn pass. Brandon Cooks had to pump him up on the sides of the sideline. Remember, you are greatness. Remember that. Like, that's horrible. We're not even halfway through the season, and Michael Gallup's confidence is. We're not trading him away. We're not trading to replace him. So guess what we're stuck with? A guy that does not have confidence, right? Brandon Cooks, the arrow, Joe, that arrow, he had to clean that thing off. It was real rusty. Brandon Cooks, that arrowhead was rusty. All right, he had to clean that baby off and then shoot it. So CeeDee Lamb, that lamb meat is getting molded. We need some fresh lamb meat up in this building, right? We need touchdowns from these guys. And it starts off with building confidence and score. I want to see 3 touchdowns, Joe, back to back and against these Rams. That's what I want to see. If they can do that, Joe, that's the confidence they need. That's the slingshot, Joe, that they need to keep. This is a week. There's no more bye weeks. It's week 7 to week 18, Joe. That's a lot of football that you're playing straight. It's time for them to put up or shut up, and put up is the points.
Yeah, a lot of football to go, right? So it's that being said, transitioning a little bit to our next topic. You know, it is we got one more week left for the trade deadline, October 31st, Halloween, and here recently. Today, I believe, Jerry Jones says that they will not initiate trades. So the Cowboys, for now, they're not picking up phones saying, "Hey, how much do you want for this guy?" They want people to come to them to make the trades or maybe try to get somebody off their team. But they themselves, Mike, according to Jerry, are not actively, looking to upgrade this team by going and getting people that, in theory should help this team out, Mike. So what does that say about Mike and Dak's future? That they're not going all in. They're just, let's just go with what's going on now and see what happens. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything.
It means that it's the same typical Cowboys, right? Jerry Jones is sitting back, looking at Cowboy Nation and saying, I gave you Brandon Cooks. I gave you Gilmore. I just traded for your future quarterback, Trey Lance. I just gave him a 4th-round pick for that, right? I cut Zeke. That's what you wanted, guys, right? That's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted Cooks. Y'all wanted Stephon Gilmore. You wanted Pollard to be RB1. This is what y'all want. This is what y'all were stomping the tables for in the offseason. When we traded for Stephon Gilmore, when we traded for Cooks, we just updated. No, guys, me and Joe were telling you, they're old. They're old. Don't expect much. They're old. And Gilmore, he looks slow out there. Yeah, he got 2 picks, but by the grace of God, he has 2 picks. And Cooks just got his first touchdown, right? Yeah. So how in the world can we say that was a 5th-round draft pick and that was a 6th-round draft pick? Then you give Trey Lance up. That's a 4th. So you gave up the middle of your draft, Joe. They just gave up the middle. So then you have to look at, okay, if Cowboys really want to make a move, who are they going to trade away? So then you have to look at players. No one's going to want Neville Gallimore. He has bad tape. No one's going to want Michael Gallup. He has bad tape. So who else are you going to trade for? Who are you going to trade away? Right? So you have to look at that. And so it means that Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy, when it all gets boiled down and it's November 1 and no trades were done, it means that you got 2 months of football. Put up or shut up, or Mike McCarthy, you're on the hot seat, bud. And Dak Prescott, there's an extension, but there's still a young buck behind you that we gave up a 4th-round draft. They don't just give 4th-round draft picks up for nothing, Joe. A 5th and a 6th is where they gamble, right? They gave up a 1st for Amari Cooper because it's Amari Cooper. Trey Lance, though, a 3rd-string quarterback, they gave up a 4th. They're not rushing him in. They're not trying to bench Cooper Rush and make him number 2, right? The Cowboys are trying to say, Dak, look, you know where the progress is at with Trey Lance. He's in the same room as you are. Either you want $60 million or you're going to get back down to about $45, $46 million a year. What do you want to do? Oh, you want 60? We'll see you later. Trey Lance comes in. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. And Mike McCarthy's gone, and Dan Quinn's going to be the coach. and Trey Lance will be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
And I'll be quite honest, Mike. Everything you said is exactly what's been going through my head too. Like, okay, just trying to process this. Like, okay, we got knocked out 2 divisional rounds back to back. This is supposed to be the year where we're gonna make that next step, NFC Championship, Super Bowl, and it's crickets, bro. Jerry is. I don't think Jerry wants to do the extension, bro. He's had plenty of time to put that extension on Dak, and the Cowboys have been throwing money at other players, big contracts to Diggs.
Big contracts.
They're still paying people. So the whole thing about we're handcuffed to Dak just isn't true. So when I see the Cowboys not invest or do a go all in type of move to help the offense, especially, I think that this is it. I think this is the final ride, and I think you're right about McCarthy. I think that he'll be gone. I think Dak will be a June cut, like you said, Mike.
June 1, you save $31 million. June 1, after June 1, like they did with Zeke, you save $31 million.
Yeah. And I think they're not going to say it right now, and they're going to say all the right things because still a lot of games to go.
Right.
He's the future. We want to keep him, but no, man. They said the same thing with Dez, with Zeke. They say all the good things, but when it comes down to the business side and the future, I think that's the plan. You know what I mean? Like, McCarthy be gone. If it's not Dan Quinn, get somebody in here that can do something with Lance. Go get you an assistant from the Dolphins. Go get you an assistant from the 49ers. Somebody that knows a true West Coast. None of this stupid blend of Kellen and freaking West. It's a mess, bro. That Texas. Get the fuck, dude. Like, the remnants of Kellen Moore crap and all this. Can we just have a true West Coast? 100%. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna happen right now with what we have in place right now, Mike.
No, you're spot on, Joe. And I told Fifth Quarter Cowboys this. Big shout out to Fifth Quarter Cowboys. I told them a long time ago, why we went from Jason Garrett being the head coach to Kellen Moore being the offensive coordinator, to Mike McCarthy keeping Kellen Moore, to Kellen Moore leaving, and they're still keeping 80%. I'm going to go ahead and it's probably more than that, 90% of Kellen Moore's playbook. I said this to Fifth Quarter Cowboys. I don't know if Dak Prescott can learn a new offense. I really don't. I really don't think like T.Y. Hilton came in here, Joe. What's the first thing he said? It's Cowboys offense. It's easy. It's easy to learn. It's so easy. The lingo's easy. Listen to players that have came in and said, hey, are you learning the offense? Oh, dude, this offense is easy. The offense is so dummied down, anybody can just come in and say, boom, there it is. I don't know if you ever watched Peyton and Eli on ESPN2 on Monday Night Football. I watched their highlights and stuff, right? They're calling in these big plays. These big plays. Z scat back, 22 left, right front, Yankee, doodle, right? Whatever it is. I think Dak Prescott is, hey, you go this way, you go that way. I'm going to hand the ball off to this guy. I don't know, how I bet this offense is so simplified, bro. And you could just tell, just because, we went from in routes, now we're just doing quick slants. We went from comeback routes to quick slants, bro. Nothing has changed about this offense, dude. And it is time to bring something. If Dak Prescott cannot learn a new offense, Joe, he is holding this team back because it's the same circus, bro. It's the same clown offense, bro. Eagles were getting picks after picks on us with Cooper Rush. Why? Because they knew what we were gonna run. They ran the route the wide receivers are supposed to run. It blows my mind, dude. We have to get something done, Joe. Bring in a new offensive coordinator. Just scrap everything. Scrap it all. Start over. Because and that includes the quarterback, Joe. If we can't get on a winning streak and our offense can't score in the red zone, you got to get rid of McCarthy. You got to get rid of Dak Prescott because it's the same crap, Joe.
No, I'm with you, bro. I'm there with you. And it's not about being negative, you know what I
Gotta
mean?
get more.
It's about just analyzing what the moves are. They're not making any moves. So what does it mean? You
It
can't
means
be
that
the
they're
fan that
done,
has,
dude.
you can't be the fan that's like, I don't want to see what's going on here. And there's a lot of those fans out there that are like that. Well, what are you to do?
Yeah. Simon
Who,
said, yeah,
who
agreed.
give me some names of guys that are gonna come in here.
Right.
Grab
But
them and then grab those balls and then make a move, man. So and honestly, I think the thing about it too is I don't even think they stopped there with the fourth round. I mean, this is a very deep quarterback class. You might have two young quarterbacks. You let them battle it out. You know what I mean? But you got to have the right offensive guy in here. You got to get rid of the remnants, man.
you have to. Like
The
that.
remnants. I mean, we're going all the way back to Garrett, bro. Like the remnants, they're still here, dude. It's terrible, man.
The,
But yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's not negative. It's about analyzing the team. Like where could we be a couple of games from now? We all want to win. We all want to get to the championship, the Super Bowl. But reading the tea leaves, you know what the not making any moves is a big little a hint there. I was talking to you about this, Mike, about the Amari Cooper trade, right? Well, we gave him Amari Cooper. He couldn't capitalize on having Amari Cooper here and the stud CD Lamb, right? So Jerry, in his mind, is like, well, I'm not going to do that again. He
right.
couldn't capitalize on. I'm not going to do it again. So to me, this is what it is. I think Jerry's out on it too, bro. To be honest, but they're not going to say that.
No,
Come
they're
on.
not. Dude, Brian Broaddus gives such good nuggets, dude. Before Dak Prescott signed that contract, Jerry was making calls to his front office guys saying, "Are you sure Dak Prescott is our guy?" And then after Dak Prescott signed the contract, they did a press conference. Jerry Jones looked at Dak Prescott and said, "I overpaid for you." Did he do that to Jaylen Smith? Did he do that to Lyle Collins? Did he ever do that to Sean Lee? Did he ever do that to Tony Romo? Did he ever do that to anybody? Absolutely not, because Jerry Jones has never believed in Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
And that's what it is.
it is wild, man. It's wild, and I think we're going to see that. I think we're just going to see more of the same this season. 4-2. Yeah, how many games do we need to win to get a wild card? We got to win at least uh, 8 or 9 games.
I think you have to hit about 10, bro. I think you need 10 to 11 games to get into the 6th or 7th seed. Seriously. I really do.
Yeah, so we got to 6 games in the bag. So we got how many we got left? 10 games,
11.
11 games. So out of those 11 games, man, you gotta flip a lot of those to wins, Mike. So man, and that schedule's rough, bro. It's tough. And if we're doing the same Kellen Moore verbiage, these defenses they're just gonna eat us up, man. Um, and I don't even think switching to Schottenheimer's gonna help. Oh, let's switch to Schottenheimer. It might, and maybe they get desperate. If we take on some losses here, maybe that they do that, Mike, as a final Hail Mary. But at that point, the writing's on the wall, right, man? I mean, if Mike got rid of the guy, Kellen Moore, and then he takes over, couldn't do it, and then they give it to Schottenheimer. I mean, I think the writing would be on the wall, bro. It would just be like they're gonna move on. They're gonna move on.
Absolutely. So the next 3 games, Joe, are going to tell you something. You got the Rams and you got 2 divisional games with the Eagles and the Giants. All right. The Giants, they're not going to be the same Giants they were week 1. All right. They were not prepared for that demolishing that we gave them on 40-0. They just weren't prepared. I don't think we were, as fans, were prepared for that demolishing, right? So that was a shock for everybody, including the Giants. So the Eagles, bro. So we got the Rams, right? Then we got the stink-ass Eagles. Then we got the Giants, right? So these
Yeah.
3 games, if the Cowboys go 1-2 in the next 3 games, no matter how many, it don't matter what it is, right? The sequence of events. If the Cowboys go 1-2, bro, I think you have to hit the panic button. I think you do. I really do. Like, because then at that point, we're glad we didn't trade for anybody. We're going to be mad that we didn't trade for anybody, but we're going to be glad we didn't, because we need our damn draft picks. Gilmore would be a bust at that point. Cooks would be a bust at that point. And cutting Zeke, we fucking had shit on our nose from that, bro. Like our whole offseason plan did not work out. So we got to see how this stuff plays out, dude. Like, seriously, like the ceiling ain't falling. These are all hypotheticals. All you unicorns and rainbow. Oh, what are they talking about? They want to tank the seat. That's not what we're saying. We're talking about hypotheticals here and what ifs, because the Cowboys ain't making trade moves. So what's next? Are we winning this thing? Are we not winning this thing?
Well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Will be telling.
Yeah, it will be, because you're gonna know. Okay, this is the same. This is the same that we had going into the bye. Struggling in the red zone with the offense. Pollard, Dowdle, Malik. Deuce Vaughn. Is he gonna be deactivated? Does he eventually even get cut? I mean, they need the spark. You know what I mean? They don't have a Miles Austin undrafted guy that's coming out of nowhere. They don't have a Puka Nacua type of guy who just coming out and just and we said that, Mike. We said that in the offseason. This team is probably going to need an unsung hero.
Yeah,
and that has yet to manifest itself. I thought Ferguson would be more of a weapon. That hasn't really manifested. He's okay, but I think they missed Schultz there, obviously, but. Wide receiver, we knew, Mike. We knew that they were trying to sell it to the fans, bro. And they ate it up.
Yeah.
This receiving corps sucks, dude.
Dude, it's horrible.
It's not good, man.
It's not, dude. And I want to see Jaylen Brooks, dude. Jaylen Brooks had a really good offseason, had a really good training camp. Why? Like, Tolbert, had a few flashes. He was just a lightning in a bottle in some games, bro. And then the light went out, right? Give me Jaylen Brooks. He had a good rapport with Dak Prescott in training camp at Oxnard. He had a good rapport in the actual preseason games. Let me see. He's on the roster. Let me see what Jaylen Brooks can do.
Yeah. Yeah, they gotta look, man. If they're not gonna trade for anybody, they gotta look in their own roster and say, let's give this guy an opportunity. Yeah, but we gotta give Tolbert opportunity. Tolbert has had snaps. He's had snaps. He's not sitting on the bench. He's coming in for plays.
Yeah,
he's coming in for plays. Fans are acting as if he's not getting opportunities. He's getting opportunities, but he's not taking those opportunities like a guy like a Miles Austin, where this guy he's going to take over. You got to give him the snaps now.
Right.
He's not taking those. He's not grabbing it and taking it and doing anything with it. That's the thing about it. That's the difference, So defensively, Mike, if we're not adding anybody defensively, how do you feel about the defense for the rest of the season?
The defense needs help from their offense, dude. The defense cannot be out there 35-plus minutes, Joe. If the defense is out there 35-plus minutes, you're going to get the 49ers game almost every time. Almost every time you're going to get the 49ers game. The defense can't catch a break if you can't. And then if they can't score. So they need to score. If they get the ball back, they have to go match those points, whatever it is, right? So, yeah, Simon said it right there. Trayvon Diggs and DeMarvion Overshown. We miss them. Seriously, we do. That defense misses them. And because Trayvon Diggs was responsible for 3 turnovers, Joe. Because he was a turnover machine. He has been his whole career. We're missing that element. We're missing the speed from Overshown that we've seen in the preseason. Marquise Bell can only do so much, Joe. He can only do so much. Converted linebacker, former safety, right? So this defense has to be able to score points. Like, that's what it is. Like, we need them to score points. What game do they score points on? What it was the Patriots game. We need that defense to be like the Patriots game, dude, where they're scoring points for our offense.
They basically they gotta get fumble for a touchdown, a pick six. They actually have to score to help out the offense, and that's where the offense is at, man. They need that curve. They need that the bonus points, whatever you want to call it, because they're not getting it done, So, but man, you're right. Simon says, yeah, Trayvon, Demarion Overshown next season he's going to be like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from the Browns. The way that they use him, that's how the Cowboys want to use him, just like JOK from Cleveland. Same kind of mold, same kind of build, covers all over the field. He's got the speed, very good tackler. I mean, that's exactly what Overshown is. And they definitely missed the hell out of both of those guys immensely. Totally agree there, bro. But yeah, man, the offense, the defense. You're right, man. Quick 3 and outs. You're just gonna tire the guys out. You know what I mean? And you only have so many that you can activate for the start of the game. So no matter what depth you have there, these guys, they're gonna get tired up. And in the fourth quarter, So the Cowboys, it's almost like they got to get away from the slow starts. That's been a McCarthy staple. The slow starts. You know what I mean? It's always the second half adjustments is kind of where they will have more success. If they don't do it in the first half, and then rely on it on the second half, and they come out in the second half looking like crap, it's game over. You know what I mean? So. It's one of those what if type of scenarios we're talking about here. Mike, on the positive side, what if the Cowboys go on a run, and what if Tolbert gets those snaps and looks the part, and all of a sudden this offense is re-energized? Let's look at that side of the coin. What would that look like? What would that
look? It'd be good. It looked like the defense is fresh, so they're probably knocking on the door of 50 sacks, knocking on the door of maybe 20-something interceptions as a team, right? That's good. If the offense can get clicking, that helps out the defense, right? And so if the offense can get going, if we can get if we can get the offensive line push and pass protect fixed, Joe, that solves our issue. Dak can't say hut and then start rolling. All right, that it ain't gonna happen. When you're running back, when your quarterback is leading your team in rushing in this one game with 40 yards, you have an offensive line problem. The offensive line needs to get that fixed, Joe. If the offensive line gets that fixed, we're scoring points, Joe. Period. And that's going to be good. All right? That's going to help everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is, man. And what I look at, like the game last night, 49ers and Minnesota, it's amazing what an offense can look like when they're clicking on all cylinders. Last night it was the Vikings. They outdueled the 49ers. They didn't have a good game. Minnesota really took it to them, right? But Minnesota looked good, man. I mean, Kirk Cousins spreading the ball out. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see from this offense. You know what I mean? Spread the ball out, move down the field, and come away with touchdowns. Long scoring drive, time of possession with touchdowns. You can't win if you're winning time of possession with field goals. That just doesn't work, bro. And I feel like that's kind of what this offense has been the last couple of weeks. When it's just when you're just looking at the offense singularly, what they're doing just by themselves, what kind of point production are they doing, themselves. So I want to see that. It would be nice, man, if they come out of this with, okay, yeah, I think it is time to give Tolbert all of Gallup's snaps and then see what goes from there, and let Gallup just sit there and elevate Brooks as well. Get him those snaps as well, and see what you can do, because what they're doing right now, it's like hitting your head on the wall. It's not working.
Right.
You know, the running game, Mike. What would you do if anything to try to change the running game attack? Is there anything that you would like them to do?
I would legit make Hunter Lemke running back number 2 instantly. Instantly make him number 2, but feature him as a number 1. Period. That's what I would do. And he has the power. He has the strength. We've seen the burst. We've seen that he runs low. And we've seen his traits that he brings in the preseason. That can just ain't like Deuce Vaughn, where he's, Barry Sanders doing all circles and trying to look like Saquon Barkley. And yeah, we've seen all that. It ain't working, Deuce Vaughn. Be cut. Be gone, little one. All right? We needed Hunter Lemke to be RB number 2. I don't care that he's a fullback. I don't care. Make him a running back. That's your power back. Tony Pollard, your featured back at that point. Lightning with TP, Thunder with Lemke. Make that happen. You do that, you'll even see Dowdle break off a few runs because Hunter Lemke just wore down everybody.
No, I'm with you on that, man, because what worked for them was what worked last year was, you had Zeke with the short yardage and less snaps, but very good snaps from Pollard. That's the thing. The snaps that Pollard had last year were very productive, very big breaks for 12 yards, 20-yard runs, this sort of thing. Now, they're trying to force him as an RB1. He looks like a mortal man. So I'm with you, Mike. I would go with Hunter there, and hope that the fans understand that this is what it is. It's not about who's getting paid, man. It should never be about that. I mean, I know he's on the franchise tag, but still, they gotta change that up too, man. So I would do that. Start with that Thunder and Lightning type of blueprint that worked for them last year, and do it this year because they're not doing it this year. It's all lightning, and the lightning strikes are nowhere to be seen, bro.
No, nowhere to be seen at all, Joe. And but it all started with this offensive line. Maybe Hunter Lemke could bring some confidence to Tyron Smith, and Tyler Smith's getting penalties, Joe. He barely had any last year. This year, him and Terrence Steele are the penalty guys. All right, I don't need that crap. All right, I need some physicality here, Joe.
That's the key, man. I think really that is the key to this whole thing. And I'm gonna say it again. I think it starts with your coaching here. You know what I mean? Solari's just an old dog from the
Mike
Landry
Solari.
era.
I can never think of his name.
Yeah, I mean we're talking from the Landry era. That's a different kind of player back then. That's not these young 20-something 5-year-old guys that you're dealing with.
Say that again. We're dealing with somebody from where?
From the Landry era.
Good God.
I mean, I really don't think he's connecting with these young guys, man. I mean, and they're all still young. These are young guys. They're in their 20s, 20-year-olds. It's not translating. You know what I mean? And we have our starting guys in there now. So in theory, it would have been like, okay, we're full force here. We're gonna start running and doing all kinds of crazy crap, dominating. They're beating themselves, Real finesse, man. They're not finishing blocks. Yeah, so I think that's the key to the season, bro. It's the offensive line coach. Maybe we get some breaking news here this week on the offensive line coach, but they stick with that. Don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised how the rest of the season goes. You know what I mean?
Oh, for real, dude. I mean, Lamb 1 touchdown. Who would have thought? Lamb 1 touchdown, Cooks 1 touchdown. Our 6'6" tight end ain't being used. Our offensive line ain't getting. What? This is probably one of the worst starts that you probably had. We're lucky to be 4-2. I guess is what I'm trying to say here, Joe.
It is. It really is. It could be worse, obviously. But we are still 4-2. Lots of games to go. Lots of football to be played. But these what if scenarios that we laid out for all you guys, you got to keep an eye on it, and we'll see. And this channel, this podcast will be the first to talk about it to you guys. We're not going to come out here and throw rainbows and unicorns up anybody's ass. We never have. There's other channels that'll do that for you guys. There's other channels that'll break down tapes saying, "This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, and we're gonna whoop everybody's ass." They just shit. Just
There's
ain't real.
media, and then there's fans. The Frisco Report is fans. We're allowed to critique. When you're media, it's all rainbows and unicorns because you set a narrative for yourself that you can only talk about this to withdraw to get views and clicks and likes and Patreon subscriptions. Right here, we keep it 100, and everybody that watches the Frisco Report knows all about it.
Yeah, they know it. They know it, man. But yeah, man, that's what we're looking at here for the season. We'll be back next Tuesday, Mike, to see where we're at. To see what these guys look like. After the Rams game, and maybe it's going to be a little sneak peek of the rest of the season. So, big game. Can't come out of here sloppy. You got to lay it. You got to play this game like your season's on the line, man. So, Mike, appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat box. Make sure you guys pound that like button. But I think that's it for tonight, Mike. Let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already, bro.
Cowboys Corner right here on YouTube. Cowboys __ Cowboys Corner on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Elon Musk. All right. And then, man, I'm on, what's the new one called? What's the new social media called? It's supposed to be like Twitter's. I can't think of the dang word.
What, Threads?
Threads. I'm on Threads too, fellas. I forget it exists, but I'm on Threads too. Cowboy _ Cowboys Corner over there too. So follow it up.
Yeah, follow my bro, man. We put up good content, man. I love when the game's over. I check out Mike's post game reaction, and just a few guys that I follow out there for the post games, man, because they keep it real. And Cowboys Corner Mike, that's my boy, man. That's my boy. We're always talking throughout the week. Can't do the show without him, man. We wouldn't be what we are without each other here. So shout out to him, man. Guys, pound the like button on your way out, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.